Hello everyone, Daryl the Northern Vinyl Guy back at you with another video, and in today's installment we have a contest entry thread response video, and this one is for the 123 Go thread or contest by Doug at the Auditory Vinyl. My understanding is that he had a previous channel, I believe Doug Anderson, and something happened with that channel, and so he has rebranded his channel as the Auditory Vinyl. I will leave a link to his channel in the description below, so definitely check him out. We want to get those numbers up. The idea is to try to kind of get him back to where he once used to be. So as always with these contests and these threads, there are a series of questions that they would like you to answer. Getting music from your own collection and things of that nature that would be relevant in the vinyl community. So Doug has asked us 3 questions to answer. If you are interested in participating in this particular contest, I will also leave the questions in my description below. The first of those questions is shout out a channel and show a record you think might be on their channel or in their collection. Question number 2, show 2 albums you rarely see in the vinyl community. And question 3, show 3 albums that had one artist that was similar in each one. So basically one artist, they might have been a solo artist and then they went on to become a member of a band, and then maybe they were in another band. So 3 albums with one artist that is in those 3 albums. Now the cool thing about this one is should I win this particular contest, the prize is dependent on who wins. So I am hoping that if I win this contest, it'd be pretty cool. Seeing that I'm from Canada, maybe getting some Canadian content if Doug has some would be awesome. So yeah, I know that he had mentioned in his own video some examples of how that might work. So I will also leave a link to, once again, the video for this contest so that you can see how it works if you are not sure. As always, subscribe to his channel, and in relation to my own channel, if you like my content, please leave this video a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe to my own channel as well. So without further ado, let's get into this. I am going to, for question number 1, shout out a channel and show a record I think might be on their channel. I am going to shout out Mark from Twanger's Turntable, a fellow Canadian that lives on the East Coast. You know, he has supported my channel quite a lot. I am going to shout out him and try to get, get people, if you want to check him out down below. And also, I am sure that Mark is definitely willing to check out Doug's channel if he has not already done so as well. So I'm going to shout out Mark from Twanger's Turntable. And I have watched quite a few of Mark's videos. I know that one of the bands that he does have in his collection, I don't know if he has this particular album, but the Canadian band Chilliwack, and this is their album Wanna Be a Star. This is the one that has some hit songs, My Girl Gone Gone Gone, I Believe, and I can't remember if there is something on the second side. So yeah, So You Want to Be a Star is another one. And yeah, so here's the album itself. Back album. I apologize for that little blip there, but I couldn't remember if there was any other hit songs. But My Girl Gone Gone Gone, that's the big one. I definitely believe that Mark would have that in his collection because I've seen that he has other Chilliwack albums already in his collection. So yeah, pretty cool stuff there. So Mark, if you see this, please let me know if you have Chilliwack in your collection. That would be great. All right, question number 2, show 2 albums you rarely see in the VC. So Doug, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to show you 3, all by the same band. and that is Bruce Hornsby and the Range. Bruce Hornsby and the Range, I started to get listening to them. I remember them from my childhood. My dad used to listen to them on the radio and stuff like that, and he did have some in his own CD collection. But it's been recently where I've got a greater appreciation for Bruce Hornsby and the Range, and ultimately they've become probably my favorite band of the 1980s. So it is, I haven't seen, The Way It Is. I don't think I've seen this one in the VC very often. I think I've shown this one before, maybe on my own channel once way back. But this one has Every Little Kiss, Mandolin Range, or Rain, sorry, on the Western Skyline, etc. So yeah, The Way It Is. That's this. Very cool. These are all Canadian presses of this particular album. Then we have A Night on the Town right here. Bruce Hornsby and the Range. I don't think I've seen this one shown in the VC at all. This was the one from, I think, 1990. The hit song on this one is Across the River, and that is probably my favorite Bruce Hornsby song of all. I just love that song, Across the River. This is the album A Night on the Town. It's a little bit of Bruce Hornsby and the Range. And then the third one that I have in my collection is Scenes from the South Side. I can't remember what's on this one. Oh yeah, The Valley Road. Yeah, The Valley Road. I just like these particular ones, the peel and whatever. So Look Out Any Window, The Valley Road, I Will Walk With You. They also do a cover of Jacob's Ladder. And then of course The Show Goes On, which is from the Backdraft soundtrack, is also on this particular album here. So very cool stuff. So 3 albums that I don't see very often, if at all, in the VC. Those are all from Bruce Hornsby and the Range. And then the final question for this contest entry is to show 3 albums that had one artist that is in common with all of these. So I am going to show and discuss Phil Collins. Now I was doing a little bit of research on this one. I completely forgot that he was in 2 bands actually. So of course there are multiple iterations of Genesis, which he was a part of. Of course there is the Peter Gabriel iterations in the early to mid 70s, in which he was just the drummer. And then when Peter Gabriel left the band, he became, of course, a drummer and vocalist. And then he kind of was doing the Genesis / solo stuff in the 1980s and early 90s. And then he was, toying back and forth with Genesis and whatnot through the 90s. And so what I'm going to do is, I don't have one of these particular albums. So I'm just going to kind of show it up here. And that is the jazz fusion band, Brand X, which he was in particularly in the mid 1970s when he wasn't in obligations with Genesis. So he was on a few of their albums. He was the drummer for that jazz fusion band, Brand X. And then he was also in Genesis, of course. So I'm going to show my favorite Genesis album, and that's the We Can't Dance album. This is the one that has No Son of Mine. Of course, We Can't Dance, the title track. Jesus, He Knows Me, which is kind of a mock on the whole religion and religious advertising, if you've ever seen the music video. And then Hold On My Heart is also on this. This is a double album, We Can't Dance. So, of course, by this point in the 90s, he's the main drummer for Genesis, along with being a singer. And then his solo career, he's had multiple solo albums, particularly from the 1980s. I figured I would show the No Jacket Required album right here. Of course, there is Phil himself right on the cover. And this is the one that has Sussudio on it. It has One More Night, Don't Lose My Number, Take Me Home. So this is a fantastic album. So we've got a little bit of Phil Collins for the contest entry. So Brand X, Genesis, Phil Collins. So I hope that answers those 3 questions. So this is for your entry, your contest there, Doug. So I hope you enjoyed this. As always, feel free to check out Doug's channel, as I'd mentioned. And we will see you on the next one.